Hi, my name is Kathyrn Weber, and today I want to talk more about vulnerable populations. Over the course of the semester, we've had the unique opportunity to learn about several vulnerable and diverse populations. We've learned more culturally, we've learned more about a variety of health disparities as they relate to these populations, we've learned more about how to include these people within society, and how to improve healthcare in general, among several other things. But one thing I realized is not everyone has this same opportunity to take such a deep dive into these vulnerable populations. So while thinking about this, I decided that I wanted to see what others view as a vulnerable population. So I decided to ask some of my friends. Here's how they responded when I asked them, what do you think of when I say the word vulnerable population?
I think of African Americans, immigrants, women, and people with disabilities.
I have no idea. Vulnerable populations. Probably people are coming from other countries. We're trying to adapt to, I don't know, school environment, work environment. I don't know, trying to get a foot in the community. I'm not sure.
Black, Hispanic. Yeah.
Discriminated populations, whether it be discriminated socially or just anything like that. People that start out in the world without head starts, like most of the people in the world.
I think of refugees.
It's like, what do I think of? Vulnerable population. People that are at a disadvantage because of their ethnicity or race.
Something I found very interesting in completing these interviews is a lot of people automatically jump to race and ethnicity as vulnerable and diverse populations. They think of minorities, but as we've learned over the course of this semester, being a vulnerable and diverse population means so much more than that. The National Institution of Health defines a vulnerable population as a group of individuals who are at increased risk for health problems and health disparities. This is interesting because obviously it's so much more than race or ethnicity or being a minority. As we've learned over the course of the semester, there are several different populations that would be considered vulnerable. Some of the few that we have discussed do include those of racial or ethnic minorities, but we talked about other populations such as elderly, such as those who face chronic disease. And so I think it's really important that as we move forward beyond the course of this semester, that we remember vulnerable is not simply a minority. Vulnerable means many things, and as we start careers in public health, I think it's really important that we strive to not only educate the public about this, but to make sure that we are catering to the vulnerable and the diverse populations and becoming the best public health providers that we can.